Framing videos for interviews. Here we have a frame with a ratio of 16 by 9, and here is our grid separating them into thirds. We'll start with a simple interview shot, wherein it's ideal to frame the head of your subject in either of the two cross sections in the top third. As you can see, there's not too much negative space surrounding the subject. He's lined up to the right hand third and has space to our left wherein you can include props relating to the topic or leave it empty as you see fit. The way to ideally frame the subject is include their head, shoulders and upper torso and have the camera level with their eye. This offers a neutral dynamic wherein it feels like a conversation with the subject for the viewer. If possible, try to use directional lighting. This can be using light panels or a window. Ambient light works too, but in some instances can be overwhelming or cast downward shadows on your subject. Using directional lighting and positioning your subject well gives you more control to create a more pleasing shadow and light combination. In this instance, the subject is positioned with a window to the left of the frame, which evenly lights their face and gives a subtle shadow that frames their features. If you have an extra light source to hand, you can use it to diffuse these shadows as you see fit. The subject is also positioned at a roughly 30-degree offset to the camera when talking to the interviewer. This gives the viewer the impression they're sitting in on the conversation as opposed to having the subject stare into the camera, which can come across as confrontational. In this shot, the window is behind the subject and is negatively affecting the shot. The camera will struggle to expose properly because it must either be exposed to the indoor lighting or the outdoor. The outdoor lighting is much harsher and overpowering and is very difficult to tone down. It is advisable to avoid putting your subject directly in front of a window for this reason. In this shot, our subject is outdoors whilst being interviewed. The sunlight is the key light in this scenario and is coming from the right of the frame. It is not too harsh and the subject is well lit. The sky is a bit overexposed, but unlike the window before, can be handled either on the shoot by changing the aperture or the ISO, or in post-production. In this next shot, the sun is directly behind our subject. This should be avoided, as like before with the window being behind the subject, it overpowers the subject and will turn them into a silhouette or a blur. Similarly, try to avoid having your subject facing the sun, as they may struggle to see and interact with the interviewer. It also creates a harsh and bland light over the subject, which makes for an unhappy subject and a poor shot. Finally, we have an introduction shot.
Hi, I'm Fearghal, and welcome to the Rebel video.
Unlike our interview shots, the subject should face the camera directly, as though addressing the audience. These shots work best with presenters introducing a video, or if they're reporting on a topic. Use the light to your advantage again by positioning them with the key light, in this case the sun, to one side of them,